And we are live. Welcome to Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. Joining me today, I've got my two lovely co-hosts. Why don't you two introduce yourselves?
Yo, yo, yo. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mac. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFien. That's Fien.
And I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is with two O's. We are gathered here today to talk about another win for the Cardinals. A big road win against the Steelers, who had our number for I don't know how many years. And
Too many.
What weather?
Our first road win in Pittsburgh since 1969, I want to say.
Sheesh.
Right? Crazy.
You
That's
know
I would like
me, where I was even born, and I'm the old head down here.
I would like to propose a new tradition for the podcast.
Oh.
The Redbird Redzone victory shot. I have got a can of Four Loko right here in my hand. I propose we all do a shot.
Come on, dog. You don't count if we can't see you do it.
I do have a beer with me this week.
I have a Four Loko. Here.
This is a big episode, guys.
So how are you doing a shot with the Four Loko? You putting it in a shot glass, or
hard liquor, Will?
you just gonna chug?
I'm just going to chug as much of it until I feel like I got to throw up.
Don't suck that nipple too hard. All right, I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, cheers.
Cheers.
Woo! Oh, this is good. Oh, fuck.
Everybody has a bad Four Loko story. If you drink the OG Four Loko with the energy, you are entitled to financial compensation and veterans benefits.
We need to go back. We need to bring it back.
I don't think I've ever had Four Loko, to be honest.
I mean, you can't get the OG anymore. It's banned.
For good reason. I almost died drinking that shit.
How'd you get yours, Will? They don't have them in Carolina, right?
Well, I went over the me and my buddy, we for whatever reason they don't have hard Mountain Dew in North Carolina, which is weird because this is like a big Mountain Dew state. So me and my buddy, we drove about an hour over the border to go grab ourselves some illegal contraband, some hard Mountain Dew. And while I was standing in the gas station freezer, they had one of these bad boys in stock as well. So I grabbed this.
How is it? Spots?
I like it. I don't taste as much of the alcohol as I think. This is going to be habit forming.
Hammered.
Yeah.
Next, you got to try Beatbox.
It says alcohol.
Beatbox.
What the fuck is that?
It is. It comes in like a little plastic bottle, if you will, like square. They have different flavors, so they have like pineapple, fruit punch. It legit tastes like fruit punch, and they will get you fucked up.
That's why I don't drink it. Bottle, you said?
Yeah, it's like almost a carton, I guess you could say.
Okay. Ooh.
Anyway, we're getting off track. Folks, we need to talk about the big subject for this game. We witnessed a important revenge game by a Cardinals legend. Folks, how about that James Conner game?
Fuck you, Patrick Peterson.
Fuck you, Patrick Peterson. Fucking stiffed him all the way to the fucking the bleachers.
Stiffed him.
Bro got bad. Josh Norman.
Yeah, bro got Josh Norman.
I don't know how you don't retire on the spot after that. Oh, yeah. Big Dick Player of the Week. It's got to be James Conner, right, Jackie?
Damn it, Will. Yes. To spoil it for all you folks, I got to give Big Dick Player of the Game to James Conner for dick slapping Patrick Peterson on that play.
Dick slapping.
And that wasn't the only time he got bitched in that game. If that Rondell Moore catch had it stood, oh my God. That would have been the moment you retire on the spot. And that's why I would extend Rondale, because he always seems to have a fuck you Patrick Peterson game.
See, the refs were doing everything they could to keep the Steelers in it, but they just could not stay in it because they just suck that bad. That fucking McBride play was a catch. I don't care who was fucking looking at it. A fucking Stevie Wonder could have told you that was a catch.
And then that phantom fucking holding call on that Rondell play. There's no way that was a fucking holding. You see the ref, the back judge, fucking looks at Kyler rolling out on the pocket, and he's like fucking around like with his hand, and waits till Kyler's about to throw the ball, and then fucking throws the flag. It was bullshit. Yep.
There was a lot of bullshit with that game, but for all the bullshit, like we still like answered back every single fucking time.
Yep. Shout out to the defense, man. The Steelers don't have they're far from a juggernaut offense, but for them to do what they did and hold on that fourth and goal and set up that 99-yard drive by Kyler, basically the Kyler Murray and Trey McBride drive before half, that felt like that was, demoralizing to the Steelers right there.
I know we hadn't gotten a third down conversion all game, and then we put that together. We really got in rhythm. The momentum definitely shifted on our favor. And holy shit, that needs to be the game plan from here on out with Drew Petzing. And a lot of people have been frustrated with him these past couple weeks, but I mean, he's a first-time play caller, getting his franchise quarterback back in the mix. So there's going to be some growing pains there. But that needs to be the game plan from here on out, is fucking give Trey McBride the ball and fucking run it. But it's funny because my brother-in-law is like, we keep going to the tight end. And I'm like, yeah, because he's the only one above fucking 5'7". Like, he's the only guy that Kyler can see.
Yeah, and we talked about that even, heading into the season for the most part. How Trey McBride should be, the focal point coming in when you got Rondell Moore and Hollywood Brown, and, especially now, Michael Wilson out. So, in the way Trey McBride as a second-year player has developed, man, it is exciting. He's tied for the franchise record since being in Arizona, I believe, in receptions by a tight end. So to think,
which Ertz held initially, right?
Yep.
And he didn't get a lot of playing last year.
Sorry, Jackie, what were you going to say?
I mean, McBride finally seems to be figuring it out. I've got some slander to take back against him.
Me too. I was his biggest fucking hater.
I'm sorry I wasn't familiar with your games.
Yeah, I wish I had the mean to fucking throw up on the screen, but my apologies, big man. I was not familiar with your game. I mean, like, tight end for me is like a position, especially because we've never had a good tight end. But fuck, like, you get a good tight end, like, that could potentially be like the next Gronk or Travis Kelce.
I'm sorry, we've never had a good tight end. That is Leonard Pope erasure.
My bad.
Leonard, yeah.
Shout out Troy Nicholas, Rob the ball dropper Hausler.
Shout out Todd Heap.
Shout out fucking Todd Heap. Jesus Christ.
Shout out Jermaine Gresham.
Hey, I fucking like Jermaine.
Shout out Charles Clay.
I think, one of the more impressive things for McBride, in my eyes, is his willingness as a blocker too. I don't think he's totally there yet as like that dual type of, elite blocking tight end just yet. But with what he's doing offensively, the way he can catch in traffic, that one catch he had in the middle of the field was fucking, raising up. It was only where Trey McBride could catch that ball. It was, a fairly good thrown ball by Kyler. And the way he could just raise up on a linebacker or a DB, that to me is probably those right there, that combination. It just kind of shows what he could be in the future, considering it's only his second year. And, him and Kyler haven't had a full season together at all.
Yeah, I think once they get a full training camp in together, they will turn into a pretty solid quarterback tight end duo. I'm not going to say anything too drastic because we know how my big predictions turn out.
Yeah, you should.
No, what I think is, which kind of blew my mind looking at it. But I mean, Zach Ertz was here for a little bit, but Trey McBride has 56 catches on the year. His first 8 games, he had 28 catches. He's got 28 catches since Kyler Murray's been back in 4 games. So that just shows right there, like to your point, Jackie, that he is by far and away Kyler's favorite target. They had in Kyler's first game back, they had that miscommunication where the INT was thrown. But ever since then, man, Kyler's not afraid to keep going after him. So
he's got hands.
Oh, fuck yeah, he's got hands, and he's athletic as shit. I put a post out there. I think I have it pinned still. His yards after catch are above Travis Kelce, above, even Justin Jefferson. A lot of these elite, even wide receivers, A.J. Brown. I think Tyreek Hill, I don't know if he was on that, but for him to be up there with those names in general and above those guys, it's something, to behold. And you look at it since Kyler's been back, he's got 8 catches, 5 catches, 7 catches, and then 8 catches again against the Steelers. So, it's exciting if you're a Cardinal fan, man. And, I've never seen an elite tight end here. I've been following the Cardinals since the early 90s, since I can remember, basically. And so many tight ends have been brought in here, and we had hope, but most of them were just kind of washed when they got here. So, it's I don't know. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to think about where this team could be, especially if there's any way in hell we can land a Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft.
The closest we ever had was like the 5 minutes where Ertz was ever healthy for us.
Those that first stretch with Kyler and Ertz, you could tell Kyler was basically, Ertz was basically his best friend. Offensive line wasn't great, so he had to do a lot of hot reads, and Zach Ertz caught a lot of passes. But the thing that Zach Ertz doesn't have, he doesn't have that yards after catch, that athleticism anymore. And one thing we talked about on the podcast even before the season started, was that the one player who will not be on this roster at the end of the year will be Zach Ertz, because this is Trey McBride's job from here on out. He's the future and he's the now. And if Zach Ertz didn't get hurt, he would have been traded, and if not traded, he would have been released like he, got released last week. Has he signed with anyone yet?
No.
There is a lot of speculation that he's going to San Fran at the moment.
San Fran?
Yeah.
The fuck's wrong with George Kittle?
Beats me.
I don't know. Kittle always seems to get hurt, and San Fran's luck with injuries. December football, playoffs and shit. So maybe that's just maybe some insurance for them. Who knows? Yeah. But I didn't see anything out of Ertz to make me want to go jump out and get him. And I love the guy as a guy, but
yeah, he coming off a major ACL injury. He just wasn't. I'm sure this rest right now for him is probably very beneficial before the playoffs for whatever team he signs for, because he just looked like he was slogged down. Coming off the ACL, wasn't making contested catches, wasn't able to fucking create separation. So
you'd think with the lack of receiver depth the Chiefs have at the moment that they'd be up and at them.
They got Kelce.
Oh, I know, but they've got nothing else aside from Kelce.
They gotta give Kelce his fucking the ball for Taylor.
Come on, man, you're gonna have the Swifties all over you saying they should bring in the tight end. Jeez.
Please, I've already got a Swiftie all over me every night.
Oh shit. That was smooth as fuck. I gotta give you that one. Jesus Christ.
Name Jackie? Just kidding.
No, not me. Sorry.
No, not you. Just a name Jackie. Just make up a name, Will. What's her name?
Will, do you scream my name in bed?
Hey, yo. No. Sally.
Sally. How old is this bitch?
21, I think.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
I'm like, Sally Fields?
21. You got to think about that one. No, how about Kyler Murray though? It wasn't, it obviously wasn't. I don't think an elite game from him, 145 yards. But you're in a downpour. I think this is kind of what most people should have probably expected him coming off his ACL injury. A couple rusty games, a couple good games. But at the end of the day, he didn't have any turnovers, and he made clutch time plays against the Steelers. And we're 2-2 with him through 4 games. The fucking Cardinals are 1-13 without him after his ACL injury leading up till his return, a month ago. So to think we were 1-13, 2-2 now, and to think this roster is nowhere near as good as it was to start the season. I mean, you got to think Michael Wilson hasn't been there a couple of weeks. Kaiser White's been fucking hurt. You have a bunch of guys on the defense last week, man. I mean, Antonio Hamilton didn't play. I thought they were, they have Kenny Pickett, so you weren't going to really think he's going to be tearing us up at all. But I just thought, with Kyler being back and with however many injuries that we've had, I didn't really think this could have been a win last week. But to your point, Jackie, earlier, it was a great game plan by Drew Petzing. Pound that rock, get James Conner his flowers, and Kyler just protect the ball. Don't turn it over. So far, Kyler has an 81.7 passer rating on the year, which would be his lowest in his career. But figure coming off injury, only been 4 games here, had to play in Pittsburgh at one of his 4 games. We still haven't seen that Kyler type, game yet. He hasn't thrown for multiple touchdowns in a game. So I think that's still coming. Give him this bye week, which I think the bye weeks, this is probably what they thought heading into with his ACL, return, is that give him 4 weeks, get that bye week, and then give him a final 4 weeks. And let's see how he performs these final 4 weeks. I'm excited to see what he's going to look like this final month.
Yeah, shout out
absolutely.
Shout out Jan Paul Edward de Dios. I'm sorry if I fucking pronouncing this wrong, but he said he's showcasing his leadership by not pouting and keeping his composure, which is true. I mean, I feel like a big emphasis for like the broadcasts has always been to fucking show his face, especially when like he's frustrated. But like you don't really see that much anymore. No. And he really is not showing his frustration even when like you can tell like an assignment was blown by one of the receivers or something, but he is showing it. If you really pay attention to like his pressers and stuff, like I think it was the Texans game, like he took 100% full responsibility for that. When I mean, like, yeah, he could have played better, but there was other factors involved with that loss. But just for him to put it on his shoulders, like the maturity has come a long fucking way. And I wish that like the people that are out on him would really like read between the lines and look and see for themselves that, like he's growing up. He's still a young kid. What's up?
So those people are stuck in their ways, man. You see it on Twitter.
Yeah.
The same people.
He can't be happy for him when he's got a good game either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't an elite game, but it was a good like kind of redemption game because he hasn't looked good these past couple of weeks, especially with his like ball placement. So that was nice to see, especially like given the fucking weather. And I think like his first game back, like he just set the bar for himself like incredibly fucking high, like just played like a lot better than fucking expected. He probably was off the perk, but yeah, he's not gonna be in full form until like maybe the final couple games, in my opinion.
He's essentially having his preseason right now. So exactly. I mean,
no training camp, no preseason. Like,
I was most impressed by his post-game presser after that Rams game. We get our fucking teeth kicked in, and here he is. He sounded like the leader a lot of us have wanted him to turn into and be. And he was up. He was like, we're gonna get better. I'm gonna be better. He wasn't pouting or anything like that. Like. To the listener's comment, like he's grown night and day, no doubt about it. With his leadership, and this is his team now. You have Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury, who basically brought him in. They're gone. He's a veteran now. He knows the inside and out of this organization, and you can just tell in his mood and just his entire surrounding atmosphere. It feels like it. It just feels like a kind of a born again. Player in my eyes.
Yeah, like this is his redemption arc, and exactly to your point that he is, even though it's only this is year 5. This is year 5. It doesn't seem like that long, but You look around the locker room, everybody you started with is gone. You are the guy. Like, you have to be the fucking guy now. And like, I think he like really took that all in and realized like, this is my fucking team. And it's my job to lose, and it's up to me to fucking go out there, put the team on my back, be a leader, and you know, and playing aside, like you have to go out there, and you have to fall on the sword. You can't throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah.
You have to keep your fucking cool.
And it takes time. He's young, man. He's
what, 25? Like, I can't imagine being a fucking leader of people that are fucking more grown than me at 25 years old. I was still a dumb bitch at 25 years old.
How old are you now?
Some things never change, Jackie.
Almost 30. I'm just an older dumb bitch. Fucking, I'll be 30.
You have a kid now, so you can't be a dumb bitch. You know.
I'm not a dumb bitch. I'm a dumb mom.
Will's the dumb bitch now. He's in college. College tangs, drinking Four Loko, traveling fucking state lines to get Four Loko. Did you guys hide the Four Lokos when you crossed state lines back?
Did you shove them up your butt?
I shoved it up my buddy's butt, obviously. None of that gets hit for me. No, kidding.
He sucked
my.
What
do you want to say, Colby?
Oh, Christ.
Sprays on the goddamn pod.
I also draft pick alert. The Pats are up 21-3 on the Steelers right now, which is very, very good for us.
So are the Steelers just full on collapsing at this point, or?
I mean, when you've got Mitch Trubisky as your quarterback, I mean, there's not much else you can really do because Pickett's injured.
I was mostly surprised in that game against Pittsburgh how they were unable to really run that ball against us, considering what we saw against the Rams. But I think that just shows really how important Kevin Strong is. Kevin Strong's been a fucking hell of a fucking signing this year. By far and away, easily the best defensive lineman in my eyes. So, I'm hopeful that we can bring him back next year, and through the draft, be able to develop, keep bringing in guys. Like Cam Thomas had a pretty good game. It's been a while since we kind of heard his name, but there are a lot of guys on that line. Dante Stills keeps, popping off the screen. Give him another year. Team him up with Kevin Strong for another year. And those two right there, that could be a fucking pretty deadly combo. But I felt like we really missed Kevin Strong against the Rams, and with him coming back against the Steelers, it kind of just proved his worth once again in my eyes.
See, I made a hater move, and I started, what was his name, Warren? Whoever their second string running back was.
In the NFL and rushing for the last 5 weeks. That's a smart move. That's a hell of a job on the Cardinals to contain him.
Well, no, I did it because I thought we'd get our ass beat by him because I thought we sucked so bad. I lost my fantasy game by 9 points, so I'm blaming him.
Nobody gives a fuck, dog.
I do.
Are you going to make the playoffs, Will?
Yeah, I'm 10-3.
Oh shit. Okay, so maybe Will isn't a shitty fantasy football player. But fuck. I'm going through my bookmarks right now, and I gotta say, and I even tweeted some shit like this, that it's fun being a shitty team and stealing a win, especially from a fucking spoiled fan base like the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers, because their fans are in fucking shambles because they lost to the shitty 2-win Cardinal team.
Oh, and if they get blown out by the fucking Patriots,
and now they're getting blown out by the Patriots.
You fucking get blown out by the fucking Cardinals. They had a fucking gimme touchdown with 4 minutes left to make it, a 2-possession game. But then you get blown out by the Pats. I mean, there's only 2 teams really where you look at the fucking standings that could be worse losses than the Cardinals. I mean, taking consideration Kyler's only been out there 4 games now, but you want to, if you're a Steelers fan, you want to bounce back week, and for them to look like this against that fucking team over there, New England, they're fucking, paper fucking, whatever that fucking term is, but yeah, they're soft as shit. That team's garbage. I would be surprised if they win 2 more games the rest of the year.
That Steelers team is a miracle. It is insane that they have the record they do, just given their complete lack of offensive.
Paper Tigers. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
Go on.
Given their complete lack of offensive effectiveness this year. I mean, I think after this week we can say that while Matt Canada was a problem, I don't think he's the problem. He is a symptom of a larger problem, which is the fact that they can't get shit going.
Yeah, their
This offense.
fucking sucks. Kenny Pickett is not a guy. I mean, their defense fucking scared me. And just the fact that we hung, 24, 26 on them?
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it was.
See, that little fake juke he did during the ACC championship, that single-handedly got him drafted day one. There is no other reason he's in the league aside from that. He is a bona fide scrub.
And the most impressive thing to me was how he dominated in the trenches both ways.
Yeah, it was a fucking good fucking win for both sides of the fucking line.
The Cardinals right now are third in the NFL in rushing yards per attempt at 4.7 yards per rush. You don't think that a team with 3 wins on the season at the point that we're at, is going to be very rated high in, too many metrics. But that's the one thing I love is, those rushing stats right there, that shows a bigger story going forward. This is just the beginning right here. We're nowhere near where we're going to be offensive line wise and wise on the outside. But when you can win in the trenches consistently, you're going to finish with what?
And for that stat to be the case with Kyler being out most of the year and with Josh Dobbs being your quarterback for the majority of it, I mean, that's impressive. Imagine how good our rushing attack is going to be next year when we have a full season of Kyler.
Yeah, and I mean, Josh Dobbs is a pretty, versatile dual threat type guy. I think Josh Dobbs is more, you want him to run more often than probably throw, when it comes down to it. I think that's what he's going to burn most with is with his legs. But even then, I mean, you have James Conner miss a fucking month too for the most part. So overall, yeah, and the offensive line hasn't been great. But
yeah,
I mean, we're top 10 in rushing yards, top 10 in total touchdowns on the ground, and then top 3 or third in rushing yards per play. So that does kind of paint a bigger picture moving forward. That this could be the identity of the team. And, a lot of us have said you got to build from the inside out. That's how the best teams win. Look at the fucking 49ers, what they did to the Eagles last week. They fucking dominated in the trenches. If you can't win in the trenches, you're fucking a fake team. So if you can have all this weaponry around, but if you're getting beat inside, I mean, you're not going to stand a fucking chance.
I like this comment here. It says Petzing adjusts his offense instead of impose his will. It will be play calls bounce back ball next week. Sorry, I'm starting to feel these peers. I can't fucking.
What are you drinking, Jackie? What's on the docket?
Oh yeah, I guess we should probably all disclose what we're drinking. I've got a 805, not just a regular 805, but there's cerveza, so it has a hint of like lime and salt. So fucking good.
Okay.
What are you drinking?
The Mexican 805, huh?
The Mexican 805. The beer of my people, if you will.
I dig it. Is it a can or a bottle?
Oh, I got a couple tall cans. Okay. I got a couple tall boys. Well, I have 3 tall boys, but 2 of them are beers.
Woo!
Woo!
Woo-wee!
What you got, Matt?
Some titties on here tonight. Not really.
Your titties, maybe.
Maybe.
What you got? Miller Lite?
Patreon subscribers. Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, for all you guys know, it could be topless right now. Maybe that's why I don't have my webcam on.
I'm topless in the neighborhood. That's why I'm not on.
Isn't it cold over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sicko. Anyways.
I am sipping on a fruit punch for Loco.
What flavors did they have when you went and bought them?
The ones I got were fruit punch and one that was called USA, which is apparently like a set like
chewing tobacco and freedom.
Apparently it's like a sour cherry,
Mm.
which sounds
That's
really
not
good
what
to
I
me.
think when I think of freedom, but okay, go off. What you got, Mac?
No, I'm just trying to figure out who won Pick'ems last week. So keep it on over there.
It was me. It was me.
It might have been.
I was close on that Panthers game, by the way.
Speaking of
bums.
the Carolina Panthers, Will, I know that is your team. I do want to bring up my new segment on the show that I keep forgetting to keep bringing up. But I have a new segment on the show, and it's called Cardinals Fans. It could be a lot worse. And what's going on this week? It has been formally announced that the Carolina Panthers have been eliminated from playoff contention. So it could be worse.
We still have a chance, folks. It could still happen.
Yes. All we have to do is just win out. And then every other team either lose out or get sucked into a black hole.
Will, you were 5-8 this week. You did not win.
Dog shit.
It was rigged against me. I demand a recount.
No.
Stop the count. Now I'm curious. Now I'm on pins and needles trying to figure out if I won or not. I don't even remember.
Should I tell you guys the Marvin Harrison news in the meantime?
Yep.
Yes, go for it.
So today, Marvin Harrison announced that he is not sure if he is going to declare because he still feels like he has unfinished business at Ohio State.
Now, when you say unfinished business, you
beating
mean
Michigan.
You got a lot more fucking college chicks to bang. That's what he means.
Or is he want NIL money?
I mean,
oh shit! Shout out my boy Jamal. What's up, Jamal?
You get top 3 pick money. I don't know if you're getting paid more in NIL than that.
I mean, I think the idea is to double dip, ain't it? You know, take a chance on yourself, double dip on NIL money and the contract money for next year. For the draft, not this year, but next year.
Yeah, Jackie, you won. You won in a landslide. 9-3 on the week.
Suck my dick, bitches.
Wow. Will 5-8, and I was 6-7. Not a great week.
Damn, you're a bum too, Mac.
9-3.
How's it feel to be in the loser club?
It feels all right.
What was mine? How many did I get right?
9-3.
Yeah.
There you go. Suck that fat dick, Will.
Yep. Open your mouth, Will.
There's nothing there.
Coming in. Wow.
Here, open your mouth. Here comes the train. No, but
meet the girls in my dorm every night.
Shut up. That's what I heard. That he might be wanting to get some of that NIL money, which I was all for, like athletes getting paid for their name, image, and likeness. Like I was you should get paid for that. You know, they're using fucking you. But now it's like a thing of like, well, what's it gonna do for the game? Because now all these kids care about is their fucking money. So like, what kind of products in the NFL?
But I mean, that's also completely valid.
It is. So it's like a double-edged sword almost. So like, it's just interesting to see like this new era of college athletes and how they translate to the NFL.
I mean, the way I see it, this game destroys your body, it destroys your mind, and if you're even lucky enough to make it to the NFL, you're not going to have much money, once you get out.
Yeah.
Like just to keep you, to stave you off long term, and if you got to find a job in the workforce that actually pays for your broken mind and broken body. So the way I see it, if you can get yourself some NIL money, get yourself a little nest egg, I mean, go for it, man. That's fucking nice. I think that anybody who like disagrees with it in any way that's not like, oh, it's bad for the game. Like I get that. But I mean, I don't care about the game in this case. I care about the player.
And that's very noble.
Because that player is going to be fucked up after all that shit.
That's it. Yeah, it's very true. Because you brought up a good point. Like they look at fucking Antonio Brown, look at Chandler Jones. Like their fucking brains are mush.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're taking a fucking beating, getting brain damage and shit.
Fuck yeah, if you get $10 million or something while you're in college, man. I mean, if you don't care about living that life and being that NFL top guy and you're good, that's fucking huge. They'd be able to invest that money. I mean, Shedeur Sanders got reportedly $5.1 million on his NIL from, I don't know if this is an accurate website, but
Is it cockgobblers.com?
yeah, Will's website.
That's right. That's right. That's where I feature all the girls that are in my bed every night.
That's where I get my weather. That's why I know.
Sportskita.com. It's top 10. So they said Marvin Harrison this year supposedly got 1.4 million NIL valuation. You got to think he's probably still getting fucking a lot of money under the table too. I don't know,
boosters.
And so, like, if you get third in the NFL in the draft pick, you're getting about $5 million right there. So Shedeur Sanders is getting roughly what the number 3 pick will make this coming draft. So, I mean, if you are that top fucking dog and you don't have a contract under your belt or anything really, be tied down. I mean, it is going to be interesting to see how this whole NIL deal fucking, goes, since it's still pretty much basically in its infancy.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see how it's going to change the game going forward.
And I mean, functionally, it is the Wild West right now. I mean, the NIL deal as we know it is only in place because the NCAA hasn't officially figured out what their rules are going to be for it. So they've just got just a few provisions, and then they're like, okay, well, we're figuring it out. You guys do you.
NCAA is a fucking shit show. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the easiest job in the world.
Except if you're a playoff fucking committee voter or whatever. That's some.
Okay, can you guys explain to me what's going on?
So basically, what happened was Florida State went undefeated this whole season, 13-0. Mm-hmm. They were ranked within the top 4 this week during the championship games. And what happened was Georgia got defeated by Alabama in their championship. So Georgia gets knocked down. And so the thought process is, who's going to be the number 1? It's going to be Alabama, this team that has looked pretty bad in some of the games that they've had this year against really bad teams. Like, Auburn was awful this year. There was 27-24. I think, UCF had a fairly close game against them at one point. They've been shaky. They've already got a they've already got a loss on their record. Or is it going to be Florida State, the team who's undefeated, but their star quarterback's out? So, oh no. In the committee, they chose Alabama to be their 4th seed over Florida State, who, again, went undefeated.
What's interesting is Florida State and Georgia are playing in the Orange Bowl, and Georgia's favored by 14. So, Vegas right there thinks that Florida State isn't one of the top 4 teams. But, I mean, you finish fucking undefeated in a Power 5 conference, you deserve that right to be in the championship, playoff. But who knows? I mean, ASU just barely missed out, so always next year.
Such is life for Arizona sports teams.
The funniest thing was seeing all those fucking Wildcats fans all cocky, like, oh, we beat you guys. We beat the shit out of you guys this year. And it's like, okay, we suck this year. Big whoop.
70-7.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, even if you bang an ugly chick, you're still getting laid.
There you go.
Yeah, but is it good? Anyway, my phone battery is low. Should we do pick'ems?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it.
Thank you guys all for joining us after a big Cardinal win. So we just want to, shout out, appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do that so you get the notifications to your computer.
Comment what you're drinking.
Yep, let us know what you're drinking, what you puffing, what you sucking, whatever.
Tell me your 4 Loko stories. I know you got one. Okay, sorry.
All right, our first game on the docket for Sunday, 1 o'clock. We have Panthers Saints. Who do we got?
Saints.
Panthers.
You fucking coward.
You cuck.
How am I a coward? I chose the brave move. How is that cowardly?
No, you chose your home team, bitch.
They're not my
Said
home
that
team.
you play for.
They act like your home team.
After that, we got Rams Ravens. What are we thinking, guys?
Baltimore.
I'm gonna say the Rams.
Ooh, big LA fan, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What you got, Will? Oh, his phone died. This motherfucker thought he was gonna last the whole fucking
Rams
pickup.
Ravens.
Oh, there he
I
is.
have the Ravens.
All right.
After that, we have Bengals Colts.
Indy.
Give me the
Jake Browning.
Colts. These are my two favorite AFC West teams too, or AFC teams. I'm sorry.
Give me Indy.
Indy across the board.
After that, Jags Browns.
Whoo, Trevor Lawrence questionable, maybe highly questionable. Does he have a high ankle sprain or something?
Give me the Browns.
I'm still gonna go Jags.
Trusting Joe Flacco. It's gonna be the Jags.
He wasn't horrible, I don't think. I think he put up some.
He wasn't good.
He wasn't good, but it wasn't bad for a 40-year-old guy or however the fuck old he is.
Bears Lions.
Go Detroit, go!
It's gonna be the Lions, baby.
Jackie, who'd you pick?
The Lions.
All right, I don't know. Calm down over there with your 805. Mexican
I'm about
beer.
to open my second call can.
3% battery. But I got 3% battery, guys. Bucks Falcons.
We don't give a fuck. But I'm
Falcons.
going to go Falcons.
Bucks.
Jets Texans.
Will, who'd you pick?
Texans.
Falcons. Jets Texans.
Texans.
Yep, Houston. Yep.
2% battery. Oh fuck. Seahawks Niners.
Niners.
Yep, San Fran.
Niners. Vikings Raiders.
Vikings.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Go Vegas, go.
Chiefs Bills.
Bills.
Oh, Big Dick Jackie.
Letting it swing.
Casey.
Chiefs. Broncos Chargers.
Chargers.
Broncos.
I'm going Denver.
Eagles Cowboys.
Fly, Philly, fly.
Cowboys.
How about them boys?
You guys fucking disgust me. Move on.
Giants Packers.
Packers.
Go Green Bay.
Go New York. Go New York. Fuck.
People sleeping? Is he gone?
Folks, I think
He's gone. He's all I heard was fuck. All right, Jackie.
Those are your final words.
Yeah. So that's it. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them all.
Do you have the rest of the games up or no?
No, I do not. Let's do what we did right here. So it's even with Will. Since the Cardinals aren't playing, we don't have to pick that one.
That's right. Because I was about to say, like, all right, at least pick the fucking win. Somehow we're gonna lose to the bye.
What do you got going on this weekend, Jackie?
Well, unfortunately, due to fucking custody arrangements, I will be childless for this month. So who knows? I might fucking do drugs, commit a felony, solve world hunger. The world can't wait.
Variety right there. A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. I know, like, I hate the fucking bye week. I don't care how shitty our fucking team is. Like, I have no, like, desire to watch football. As much as I love football, there's, like, this, let me just say, this year in football, NFL, has been so fucking mid. No team fucking moves me. There's no fun team to watch.
All the QBs fuck get hurt. And fucking...
All the QBs are either hurt or fucking mid. Like, our MVP, whoever they crown this year, if it's not Tyreek Hill, is fucking mid.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I would
worst is
rather
having
watch
a
my
buy
shitty
after a
team be
win
shit
too.
than anything else that these teams are putting out because, like, I'm just not moved. There's no fun
No,
team
it
to
is.
fucking watch.
No, I
Like,
mean,
our shitty team is more fun to watch just because we got our franchise quarterback and we don't know what that little midget's gonna do.
you know, for the most part, you know, you're in a 3-10 season or whatever. You're expecting a lot of blowouts. There's really only been the two, the Cleveland and the Rams game for the most part.
Yeah, and it's like you expect the fucking rookie third stringer to get his fucking doors kicked in, but that Rams game sucked.
Right. So, but no, I mean, I think that this final month, what are you looking forward to the most? Is there like one particular thing? Is there a person? You know, do you want to see Drew? I mean, obviously, Kyler Murray is first and foremost on the checklist, you know. But I mean, we stated that he's going to be here next year no matter what. This is before he returned. You know, pending a fucking major injury, knock on wood again. He's going to be the guy. For them to get off his contract this offseason never makes sense. You know,
no, like everybody needs to wrap their head around it. Fucking learn the game a little bit, money wise. It makes zero fucking sense to move on from him right now.
Do we really think any of these fucking QBs are going to come in and lift up? No, you know, none of these guys are a Joe Burrow or fucking type, in my opinion.
And in fact, like, that's what I felt when we drafted Kyler. I'm like, this fucking little shit isn't going to save the day. We've got so many fucking issues. Our offensive line sucks. We have Uber drivers at fucking wide receiver. There's so many other things we need to fix. But sure, let's just blow another fucking draft and draft another fucking quarterback that we have to work with.
Oh, I mean, I was in the same boat. You know, I didn't want to draft him because I thought it would push the franchise back even a little bit more, drafting 2 QBs consecutively in the top 10. You know, you want to be able to take advantage of that shit. I hear you cracking. I'm a crack too.
Hell yeah.
But, you know, the way Kyler has grown and evolved from maturity-wise, number one, you know, is huge. He's acting and sounding more like a franchise QB than he ever has, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't wish injury like that upon your franchise quarterback, but given the fact that he's never faced adversity in his life,
he had to miss the game, you know.
Yeah, you have to be away from the game.
Yeah, see from the outside, see another QB come in his quarterback room and be the man now, you know, to where he's taking all the mental reps away from Kyler. He's taking all the physical reps on the field away from Kyler, where Kyler can just sit there and watch and be able to evaluate, you know, not only himself, but the team around him, the playbook, be able, you know, miss the sport, you know, like you said, he hasn't faced a whole ton of adversity coming up through the ranks. You know, and come to the Cardinals, you're gonna have a lot of adversity, but for him to sit back and kind of, you know, it was almost like a breath of fresh air, I imagine, to him in getting rid of Kime, getting rid of Kingsbury, getting Austin Fort and Gannon in here. You know, that had to have kind of opened his eyes a little bit as, you know, this is a business now. This isn't, you know, this isn't college. This isn't high school. This is like some serious shit. And, you know, 5th year in the league. And yeah, he's one of the veterans on this team now. He's one of the more longer tenured guys by far. I mean, you got Buddha, you got fucking DJ Humphreys. Aside from that, who the fuck? Dennis Gardeck, I believe.
Yeah.
But aside from that, there aren't very many guys. So he's that leader now. Like, yeah, it has to give him a different identity perspective in coming back. And you got to be, you know, I for one, you know, I've been pretty critical on him, I feel like, in the past, but to see him develop and grow mentally has been the biggest thing for me.
And see, like for me, I was his biggest hater coming out of the draft. And then, like I've said on this podcast numerous times, like that his first game when he tried to come back versus the Lions, like sold me on him. So ever since then, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die on a hill for this kid because he plays for my fucking team. At the end of the day, he's the quarterback. He plays for my fucking team. I'm a rock with him. I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna give him all the fucking hope in the world that he's gonna be the guy for us.
Yeah. And just the fact that we're 2-2 with him since he's been back, and we were 1-13 without him.
And he hasn't looked full form yet.
No.
And see, like what you asked me earlier that I didn't really answer, but this is my like obvious because you're like, well, obviously Kyler, but it's like I'm looking forward to a Kyler Murray game where he is firing on all cylinders, where he's rushing effectively, where he's putting the ball where it needs to be. He's getting those passing touchdowns. He's got pocket presence. And then, he doesn't look scared under center. He doesn't look scared to run it. I'm looking for a like vintage Kyler Murray game is what I want to see at least one time before the season's over.
And really that time might be that Seahawks game because we got the 49ers coming out of the break. You're going to be in Chicago the Christmas Eve. That's going to be a cold, probably shitty weather fucking game. I wouldn't expect big numbers. And then next week you're in Philadelphia, New Year's Eve. Shitty weather again, but then you come home for that last game of the year against Seattle. I'm eyeing that, but I still think we're gonna beat the Bears.
Yeah.
And then I believe we're gonna beat fucking Seattle as well. But I think one of the things I have noticed is I feel like Kyler's willing to take a hit more now than he ever did even before his injury. I've seen him, even though he's gotten dropped, he'll fucking drop a shoulder. He's not sliding like
that first game back. He dropped a shoulder. He was running fucking.
He got fucking hit, but he dropped a shoulder.
First game back from tearing his fucking ACL. Kid has dropped no knee brace, dropping shoulders on dudes, running like with reckless abandonment. That's how he played that first game. And that's really refreshing to fucking see. Like, granted, I've always praised and loved the fact that he's very smart when it comes to avoiding injury, but it's like, you could have got a first down had you just ran a couple more steps and just, crashed into the dude.
But it is refreshing to see,
But it is refreshing to see,
dude, he's so agile and just his speed alone, when he hits that outside, no one's fucking catching him.
And he's stocky. Like, he's not a little fragile 150 pounds wet like fucking Bryce Young.
Yeah, I feel like he got a little thick entering last year. He almost looked a little hefty. Not that, I mean, I'm fat.
He put on weight.
Yeah. But this actually looks like actual fucking like muscle built. Like he's been in the lab. Not saying he wasn't before, but coming off getting your fucking first payday, your first, real payday where your family is good. I did think he fucking came out a little thick last year. But to your point, Jackie, he's a little swole motherfucker out there for sure. Running around the way he's running. I mean, if you're a little DB, you better watch out. He's going to drop his shoulder on you.
Exactly. And everybody fucking loved Doug Flutie for being how fucking small he was. Like, it's a feel-good story because he's a quarterback, but he's so small. But like, why can't you feel that way about fucking Kyler Murray? He's small, but he plays the game like.
I wonder if he wasn't the number one pick, if that has a lot to go in it,
And yeah, that's always going to be a thing too. It's like he's got all like the eyes watching him because like, oh, you were a number one pick. So, you need to go fucking win a Super Bowl the year you get drafted or the year after you get drafted. Like, that's not fucking real life. Like,
no.
32 teams NFL. There's only one champion every year.
And Kyler hasn't been perfect, throughout this whole process. We're not sitting here just bending over for him. We've been critical of him in the past. Him not being able to fucking really throw over the middle, him shying away from getting hit, and just his inaccuracy last year in general, I felt like was pretty worrisome. and not saying that it's back or anything now, but there are signs to where, this is not a good roster. So you have to read through those lines.
Yeah, you're playing behind a shit fucking O-line.
Yeah, and when you're fucking throwing deep passes and your wide receivers can't go up for the ball unless it's Patrick Peterson covering them, then I mean, there's only so much you have to put it on the dot. And even when you throw it on the dot, like he did to Rondell to open the game,
that was fucking dropped.
You know what I mean? Like,
you can only do so much, but if your wide receivers are too little they can't get separation, they're too fucking small, and then they don't have hands for fucking shit. Like, that's not on you, pal. And you really have to know ball to see that.
And that's what to me, what made Larry Fitzgerald so special.
Yes.
I mean, amongst so many other things, is that he could be double teamed. Throw that bitch down the field and up in the air. He's gonna high point it over everyone, and he turns a 50-50 ball into a 90-10 ball.
Yeah.
And that's, I honestly, like, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the numbers and the film and stuff, but to me, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best wide receiver prospect to come out since Larry Fitzgerald. He's a little bit faster even than Larry. But at the end of the day, your speed doesn't make everything unless you're Tyreek Hill. But just the way that his body length, the way he can catch, balls that aren't supposed to be catchable, and the way he can raise up over people, I think it would be a very, very fun time in the desert if we could have a Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, and Kyler Murray fucking, tandem, and bring, I want James Conner back here for another couple of years. The way he runs.
I was gonna bring that up at some point in this podcast, but the question has to be asked: do we bring James Conner back? And
you have to,
with running back contracts, it's so hard. Running backs
not going to break the bank.
Yeah, if you can get him on a good deal, if you can work with him, I would love to see him back.
Yeah.
And people bitch that we even brought him back in the first place, but it's
I was the biggest fan. I'd be straight up, because I'm not I think you can, running backs wise, you're paying someone $6.5-7 million. They turn into sometimes a fucking Kenyon Drake, where they're afraid to fucking drop a shoulder and go north and south. But that's just not who James Conner is. No. So even though he is age 28, he doesn't bank on his speed in general. He reminds me, I know people are going to be like, shut the fuck up. He reminds me of kind of like a Jerome Bettis type, where he's going to pound you. He wants to make you hurt. He's not going to fucking outburn you for fucking 90 yards.
But he'll run you the fuck over.
Yeah. And that's huge.
He will stiff arm you into the fucking stands.
And that is fucking huge. That's that rallies a team right there. So, James Conner, Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison, let's go.
And
Greg Dortch, a hell of a catch by Greg Dortch.
Oh my gosh.
Off the helmet.
We're almost an hour into this thing, and I haven't given my weekly Greg Dortch praise. I've always felt since the fucking jump, get him in the fucking rotation. That man needs his catches, because he has been so fucking consistent.
He's better than any of the ones we have.
Yes, for being how fucking little he is, he can fucking moss dudes.
Oh, right? You don't see Rondell Moore other than Patrick Peterson, or even Hollywood Brown. You don't see Hollywood Brown. Are we going to pay Hollywood Brown $15 million a year?
No.
I don't want, even if he is a number 2, he's not a game breaker.
No, he's not a game changer, and you wanted to see it happen just for the fact that that's Kyler's guy, but it doesn't move me, and I hate that. I feel like Petzing almost feels obligated to try to give him the ball, and it just doesn't fucking work.
I'm looking at, so I searched my Twitter for Greg Dortch, and I went to latest. So I went all the way down to my first Greg Dortch tweet. It was October 28, 2017.
Ooh.
I said, all I put was 3 points. 1, Bobby Petrino is trash. 2, Wake Forest wide receiver Greg Dortch will be an NFL stud. 3, this Oklahoma State West Virginia game just got nutty. My second one is April 25th, 2019. So the year Greg Dortch came out. It said, in honor of draft day, name one offensive and one defensive player you believe is being slept on that you would love to be drafted by a team. Put Cardinals wide receiver Greg Dortch, D tackle Kalen Saunders. And then the next one, April 25th, Dortch will be a perfect for Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Somebody's going to get a steal on day 3. So, yeah, I watched that.
Knew from the jump.
Knew from the jump, but it seems like still he has to earn. He's like a Dennis Gardeck, where he has to earn every fucking bit of his playing time. He has to do everything right.
He's had to fight
for him to even get on the field. Like, he's a guy, if you don't like Greg Dortch, something's fucking wrong with you.
Yeah, like, he's the fucking guy that you root for. I was curious to see, too, like, if, like, my Dortch tweets, Christmas Day of last year, which we played. Did we play? We had to play, right?
Did we play Atlanta or was that New Year's? No, we played. In
the comments, somebody, because I know I'm like, it wasn't fucking the Colts game, because that was when
it was a Colts game. I was gonna say Colts. No,
that was when I had my kid. That was 2021. Anyways, I had just tweeted, there's something special about Greg Dortch, and I still, a year later, hold firm to that. Is he the number one guy? No, but
yeah,
I had said it. Oh, he's so fucking reliable, and like, for a guy that like has to be perfect to get his playing time, like
I know.
My favorite player ever, Greg Dortch.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like, if you're
Tampa Bay, thank you, Jamal. Tampa Bay.
Was that Christmas Eve? Or was that Christmas Day?
I don't know, because I tweeted this on Christmas Day, December 25th.
Okay, it must have been Christmas Day.
Yeah. Yes, it was Christmas Day, because I said something like, oh, I'm going to watch us get blown out by Tampa Bay on Christmas Day.
I don't even fucking remember that. God, I smoked so much weed.
Can I just say, the Cardinals, for me, like, some of my best Christmas December memories have all been around this team, even for us being like shit some years. Like, we've come through on like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's, and it's always against Seattle. I feel like like, that's why I'm looking forward to that Seattle game. Is like, we've always had their number in the month of December.
Was it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve when we played the fucking Cowboys and we broke that punter's leg to get that fucking pump block 6?
Christmas Day.
I was there. I remember that shit. That shit was wild.
That I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Legit, probably like my last good Christmas. And that was 2011. And that's why it was my last good Christmas, is because we fucking wrecked the Cowboys.
You were single then?
Yeah, I was in high school.
Okay. Well, excuse me. 2000. That was your last good Christmas?
That was my last good Christmas.
Damn, Colby, you better fucking step your shit up this year, boy. Come on. Make your woman happy.
On him. Don't put that evil on him, Ricky Bobby.
That's goodwill right there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because if he don't, we know Will's going to. So let's go.
I know Will is low key trying to slide in. Watch out.
Hey Jackie, what's your Patreon OnlyFans page?
It's
Sucking Toes and Hoes. That one's with Jared. What's the other one?
Use promo code TOES for 50% off your first month's subscription.
I wonder next time we see Will, he's been hitting the gym and shit. He's just fucking stud, really doing three sums like he said he was.
I know we need to have a segment on this show called College Tings, and it's just Will's sex life, or like in crazy college parties. And the funny thing is like me and you have met Will.
I've met Will.
We know what he looks like. Everybody else that is watching too.
Motherfucker gotta have hair on every inch of his body. I don't even want to imagine that shit.
Yeah, no. We've met Will, but no one else has met Will. So, like, what they think of Will versus what we know he looks like, it's probably totally different. But let me just assure you, the first time I met Will in person,
his dick is huge.
I didn't see that. But I'm like, this guy fucks. And he does.
He's got that little something to him. I see it.
He does, because this motherfucker is smooth as shit. And I feel like he's always like, I'm going on a date. I'm going on a date. I got a date. I can't do the pod. I'm going on a date. I'm doing threesomes. I got a chick that's screaming so loud that my college roommate has to email me. Like, that's Will.
Big deal, Will.
So Will is my big dick player of the year. Anyways.
Damn, Colby, that's a dick slap to the face.
No comment.
Yeah, time to go.
That's my cue, folks. I need to pee so fucking bad. So let's wrap up.
Let's do it. We appreciate each and every one of you. I will run us out of here. My name is Mac. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFiend. That's FIEN.
And my name is Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is with 2 O's. And we are out.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.